What if you suddenly feel a touch on the shoulder following with the words, "Are you sleeping during my class?" You open your eyes and you are at your 7th grade math class. All of the life leading up to this point was just a dream and you are a 7th grader. What are your thoughts? Immediately forgets what I was dreaming about. No, Mr. Teacher, I was just resting my eyes and listening. Depends if you vividly keep your memories or they start fading away like dreams eventually do. Am I able to play flute like Jane Luckpackard? I'm definitely going to ask Mr. Mears about his experiences as an infantryman in WW2nd. After 26 years, I finally understand how to do that math. I can get an A now. I lost my wife and kids. Can I find her and meet her sooner? I hope Becky still wants to hold hands at lunchtime. Looking around. Deep breath. Fuck. Man. That was one long dream. It would be bittersweet. I'd spend more time with my dad, for starters. Tell him I love him more than I did when I had the chance, and never miss a Father's Day fishing trip, even if I hated fishing. I'd start going to a doctor to help me with my pain symptoms much earlier and wouldn't accept cop-out answers. I'd have stayed in public school instead of going to online homeschooling, and after graduation immediately enrolled into community college classes, joined more clubs to build more social connections, and worked towards getting a job in human resources at our hospital. Also, I'd make better choices in the romance department. First thought is they are all still alive, and I can hug them. 3 siblings and both parents. Second thought is I can live it different this time, now that I know what matters in life. Edit. Thanks for all the love. I want to respond to everyone but hard to keep up, so hugs to all who sent them, or will accept them. I would run home and hug my mom. I would make better choices in my life during school and just try to appreciate the freedom you have as a teen young adult. I would also do exactly as my mom always told me and stop trying to grow up too fast. I would make more time to laugh and be in the moment and to remember that hard times don't last too long in most cases, and tell people how much I love and or appreciate them. Fuck yeah, I get to hug my childhood dog again. Boom. Time to take up those missed opportunities. Hold on, I'm British, why am I in an American school? I'd miss my wife immediately. RS it, here we go again. Write Harry Potter before JK can finish it, and not kill Fred off. Edit. Thanks for the Silver Stranger, my first. BRB, gonna buy Apple shares. Thank the gods and everything else, because that was not my life and now I have a chance. Edit. Wow. Thank you to everyone for the silver, gold, and platinum. I greatly appreciate it as I'm going through a pretty rough time and it's those small things that help keep me going. If this is real, my teeth will be unfucked, my body won't hurt all over for no good reason, and I probably won't be exhausted despite a solid 8 hours of sleep. Yup, it's not real. He penis. 7th grade me probably. I miss my daughter. At first, devastatingly heartbroken. My wife, my kids, my friends, the home I built, they're all gone. It would feel like my son's died. I would still feel the way the older one climbs into my lap when he's having a bad day. The blissful belly laugh of my infant is imprinted on my heart. And now those don't exist anymore. I would remember my wedding and the Mexico vacation where the oldest was conceived and not know how to comprehend that as a 12-year-old kid who is barely even discovering PRN. And I'd be 100% isolated in my grief. It would be over 2 decades of reality in my mind, and anyone I talked to about the death of my family would remind me that it's all in my mind. A 12-year-old isn't equipped to handle that. I'd probably get placed into psychiatric therapy, placed on mind-numbing medications. Adult me loves beer and scotch. I bet preteen me would drown himself in adolescent alcoholism to try to forget. I would certainly try to find my wife. But her nomadic childhood in 1995 technology would make that virtually impossible. It would be years before social media or even an email address would exist. By then, I'd probably come to the realization that I don't exist to her anyway, and any attempt to bombard her with my crazy would be abusive. Eventually, I'd come to accept that it's all fake. I hope I wouldn't struggle with wondering if anything else is real. How do you know what to believe when 2/3 of your life was a fabrication of your own mind? The emotions would never go away, but I'm resilient enough to let the dream become a precautionary tale. I'd know what could go wrong with certain decisions, and the consequences would be much more real than any warning from someone else. I'd absolutely take a more determined career pathway, meet and fall in love with someone else, and know the tendencies in myself that can erode a relationship. I'd start a new family and struggle with not comparing my real kids to the ones I remember from a dream 15 years ago. Leave school and go give my dad a hug. I really miss him. New game plus activated. Time to go for the rich snob playthrough rather than the barely making ends meet play though. Dope. I get to use all of my current knowledge to change my life going forward. Then, or else it, I'm going to have to hang out with teenagers for the next 5 years. How do you know I'm in 7th grade? Immediately go home that day to get on Sparks Live with my friends. I miss those days. If I remember right, COD 4 Modern Warfare came out that year with Sparks Live. That is still to this day the most fun I've had playing video games. Besides Halo 2 on the original Sparks, of course. The realization that my children are dead and will never be coming back deeply haunts me forever. Even if I end up marrying the same woman, the odds of them turning out the exact same are essentially nil. I'll feel very sad and miss my son and wife very much, and my garden and all my W-ed. Fuck me, my life is pretty good right now. I would be thoroughly pissed off. You mean to tell me I had a ref-king dream about undergraduate and graduate school? I don't have any accomplishments. Still in this overpopulated school. I'm still struggling. I weighed only 90 pounds, looked hella anorexic with acne. Or well no.